Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Patholkas, and it's time for another episode of Invincible Season 1, Episode 5. That actually hurt. Welcome, everybody. Before we get started, I'm going to take care of a little business first, and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, what YouTube does, takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media, so Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. No tier set up in the Patreon, waiting until I hit 1,000 subscribers, and then I'll put up some tiers there. That way you guys get stuff when you give me money. Also, I have the links to this Facebook page, or excuse me, this YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right, everybody, let's get to it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. Yes, no, maybe, so. Yeah, you ready? All righty. Wow. So yeah, I'm still enjoying the series too, Move for Nobi. I like it. And I think I have a theory now of what's going on here. Somewhat a theory. So in this one, of course, we see that Mark is really bad at time management. He's off saving the world, but at the expense of everything else. So his girlfriend Amber, he's constantly being late for dates, things like that. Also school, he's work. He actually ends up quitting his job because, he's late all the time because of superhero stuff. And Titan ends up asking him to help take down his boss, Machine Head, who is voiced by the great Jeffrey Donovan from Burn Notice, and yes, auto-tuned voice and everything. Mufinobi says, my theory is regarding a connection between anger, powers, or some kind of remote control. No. Not no. I mean, that's a theory, but yes. My theory is that the more he gets beaten up and pounded to a pulp, the stronger he becomes. So same thing with his dad. The reason why his dad took down the Guardians of the Globe, Omni-Man, was to become more powerful. And the thing that struck me, because I was going back and rewatching some of these, and Mark whining about having to do exercise. He goes, oh man, I have to do exercise, even though I have superpowers. And that kind of started the snowball in my head, because if you have superpowers and need to exercise in order to become stronger, and it's the reason why Nolan is putting him through all these paces, is the more he uses his powers, the stronger he becomes. So it's kind of the same thing. Like the more he gets beaten up, like when he got beaten up by that school bully, that started activating his power. So he needs to be essentially almost beaten to death in order to become stronger, which is what happened with Nolan, and also what happened with Mark now at this point at the end of this episode. Hey there, Sculpted Leather. Well, Heather's Sculpted Leather. You change your name all the time. What's going on there? Yeah, so that's my theory is that he's getting stronger by both using his powers and pushing the limits, and then also and anger is part of that move. And I'm right there with you. As he got more angry, he became more powerful, and as he uses his powers to more extremes, he becomes stronger then. Yeah. So yeah. I see what you're saying about why he let him get pummeled. Yeah. And so with Nolan kind of watching the whole thing going on while Mark and Titan are fighting Battle Beast and the others, Battle Beast crew, And Battle Beast, by the way, voiced by the great Michael Dorn. Because I was like, that voice sounds really familiar. And I'm thinking about it. I'm just kind of closed my eyes. I'm listening to it. And I'm like, Star Trek. Where do I know this voice? And then, and the thing that sucks. So on Amazon, when you pause Amazon Prime, especially on Fire TV, they actually give you the list of the people that are on screen at the time. They weren't doing it for Battle Beast for some reason. And yeah, I actually had to look it up on IMDb, which was kind of pissing me off though. So go figure. But so yeah, so the Guardians, of course, the new Guardians of the Globe get their asses handed to them again. And it looks like they might have lost Monster Girl and Black Samson as well. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty rough. But at the same time, we've also got Debbie now is investigating. She's taking up where Damien Darkblood took off because he left his book. Which, am I wrong in really wanting a notebook like that? It's like the Necronomicon, but light for it. I don't know. Maybe they used the skin of a baby for that one for the face for the cover for that notebook. But it had all of Damien Darkblood's notes in it, and one of them was the costume. Where was the costume? Because the costume most likely has the DNA, the blood of all the heroes that he killed on it. And so Debbie does something kind of smart where she asks Nolan if he can go get dinner from different places around the world, like some tagliani from Italy, some wine from France, and she's kind of timed it out and how long it's going to take him. And it takes about 20 minutes. And she's searching through the house and finally finds his costume up above the window there. And with all the blood on it, just as Nolan comes home. And I mean, that was, yeah, kind of a seat of your pants kind of thing right there. And then, of course, what the fuck's going on with Robot? Robot went to the Mahler twins, or now they're twins again, to use their expertise in cloning for the blood that he's got. And I guess that's Rexplode's blood. I don't know for sure. It looks like Robot's been taking samples from pretty much everybody on the team. And maybe that's how Robot picked the team too for Guardians of the Globe, is by cloning, taking what blood he wanted to clone, what powers he wanted. We don't know what Robot's ultimate motivation is here. And we still don't know what Nolan's motivation is either. And the other thing that the other theory that I had about Nolan is that he, not just him, but Viltrumites look at humans or all the worlds that they actually help out as being beneath them, and kind of almost like, a conqueror in a way, like, or missionaries, if you will. The old missionaries going out to the heathens and spreading the word, if you will, and that those missionaries are beneath them, of course, and should worship them as gods. And that's, I know some other people had actually posited that theory as well, and I'm starting to come around to that as well. So there's a lot of things that he's saying that kind of makes it ring true. So yeah, run to Italy quick go for it, Mufinobi. Can you go over to and while you're at it over in Italy, can you stop off in Switzerland and get me some chocolates too while you're there? But yeah, definitely feeling that kind of vibe from all of this. And at the very end, with Mark being beaten to a pulp, taken into the GDA, and being worked on, and he's got a sample of his blood, or Donald has a sample of Mark's blood, and they're testing it, and they're saying, okay, viruses don't work, nanobots, radioactivity, nothing they throw at it. The Viltrumite blood just basically says, yeah, fuck you, whatever. So they're kind of worried that they have no idea of how to stop Nolan or Mark if they need to. Yeah. And that's kind of where we leave off on this episode. So good episode. I'm interested to see, we've only got 3 episodes left, and I'm interested to see where we're going to leave off on this story, how it's going to come off. because yeah, I don't know where it's going at this point. And then also having Adam Eve um, kind of now being up in the air. She has no team. The teen team has disbanded, of course, because most of them have gone over to the Guardians of the Globe. And so she's on her own. Her parents were against her being superhero in the first place, even though she can rearrange molecular structures. Which now you think about it, if she could rearrange molecular structures, how did she have so many problems against the alien invasion? She seems like she's almost more powerful than pretty much any other superhero that's out there. Um, and yes, I agree with you, Heather. Adam Eve is a great name for a superhero. And also descriptive too. There, I was just thinking about that as I was writing down names. Duplicate is great. Shrinking Ray, RAE, is a great name too, describing their powers and then also their names. Their names are actually mixed in with their powers. Rexplode, Black Samson, on the other hand, is kind of a throwback to I was talking about the DC characters that were all named Black, whatever, because they're Black characters. Yeah, which I kind of figured that's what Kirkman and company did to kind of show, yeah, that's the old school way of thinking. That's not what the new school way is. And I agree with them on that. Yeah, it's horrible. But yeah, the naming conventions on this are actually pretty good. Monster Girl, it's right there. It's in the name. Robot, yes. Heather says if her parents don't want her to be a superhero, she may be used to dumbing down her powers. Or yeah, exactly. She could very well be used to dumbing down her powers and not exploring those possibilities of what her powers can do. And I agree with you. It sounds like her parent, well, her dad especially, is fairly abusive, verbally abusive, especially just in that little interaction. And I do love that she makes a door in the second, in the wall on the second story of the house and leaves by the door. And he's yelling at her, "Don't you leave this door." And she slams the door on him. She flies away. And I was like, yeah, that's what I would have done. That's awesome right there. And I love also she slices the family photo down the middle, but she basically slices herself away from her parents in the photo, which is an interesting it's a little blink and you miss it kind of thing. I watched the episode twice, so that was the reason why I caught it the second time around. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on that. Well, her and Amber getting together as well, and not being able to tell Amber why Mark is being late all the time. And I mean, it's for a good reason. And he almost tells her, he almost tells Amber that he's invincible, and he isn't. He doesn't do it. And then, of course, Titan using Invincible in order to take down Machine Head so he can take over Machine Head's business. And oh man, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of real world problems mixed in with the superhero stuff that I'm really liking about this series, the way they're doing this. So yeah, it's actually a good series, and I can see why the comic has run as long as it has, if this is the case. Heather says Mark missed your date because he was damn near dead, but he would have made it if he could. Yeah, exactly. And I did like his first excuse that he was half hour late to their first meeting there. He says, yeah, I got some Japanese cheesecake from that place you like. She goes, so wait a minute. You're half an hour late because you got me Japanese cheesecake from a place across town. And that was why you were late. It was because you were getting me the Japanese cheesecake from a place across town. And he's like, yeah. He goes, well, I could take it back, but then I'd be even more late. And she just kind of grabs him, which I thought was funny. It was a neat little, a nice little homage to all those times that you see in the comics of superheroes being late with their significant others who don't know what their true identity is. So, yeah, looking forward to next week. Definitely. We'll see what happens there. So today is going to be a twofer day, by the way. So at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, my time, hopefully, I'm going to be doing the Nevers, or 7:15. Take that back, because I don't know how long it's going to run. I know it shows at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully I can get the East Coast feed of that, spoof my VPN, all that kind of stuff, and get it. And then I can actually present that to you, the review for the Nevers HBO Max. That's going to happen at 7:15 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time. What else do I got going on? Tomorrow I'm gonna be off. Yeah. Tuesday will be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's going to be the HBO Max series Made for Love, is what it's called, Made for Love. Wednesday and Thursday I'll be off. Friday will be The Falcon and Winter Soldier. Saturday is Saturday Morning Blast Off, where it takes the genre news of the weekend and genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. And then Sunday we roll back around again to another twofer of Invincible and the Nevers. There we go. I keep forgetting to mention, and I'll mention this next time. So on Falcon and Winter Soldier, hopefully. So for Falcon and Winter Soldier, I am giving this guy away in the final episode. Yeah, it's a Cap idol, if you will. I thought it was kind of appropriate with everyone idolizing Cap, being the golden idol and everything. I thought that was one of those things that would be kind of fun to give away. And again, it's going to be the whole same contest thing. So, yeah. Basically, last episode that I review, you guys are going to, put comments down in the comments section. That'll be your entry. You only get one entry and yada, yada, yada. You got it. All right. I'm going to let you guys go for the evening for now, and I'll see you again at 7:15. Thank you to everybody joining me today in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you can, also hit that like and the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at my schedule that's up there, plus all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages are up there as well. So until a little while later today, I want to let you guys go. Have a good rest of your day, at least until that happens. And I'll see you then. So don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up getting into way over your head of a situation superhero wise, and your dad's just going to watch you get your ass handed to you because it's part of his plan. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again at 7:15. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, and try and get those vaccine shot appointments if you can. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your night until 7:15. Thanks.